We're just coming to another one of the Pilates Qigong mix. It's called bending and twisting like bamboo, but I've seen it, I mean, they'll get called different things, you know, long-winded names. It basically is a very basic stretch. It's in the 8 brocades, 2 hands lifting the heaven, very similar to that, where they go into the meridians, triple heaters, the immune system meridians, it's meant to benefit, and you know, stuff like that, which they're breathing into the belly like a balloon. That's great, but with this, we've just taken the motion, put it with a Pilates setup, because it's just movement. So, with the twisting like bamboo, a lot of them have metaphysical, symbolic sort of meanings. Bamboo, like it's like energetic life of bamboo, flexibility, vitality, stuff like that. And also patience, where you get bamboo will stay, or some types of bamboo will stay underground for like years, and then all of a sudden within a very quick time they sprout out, and 20 times the pace they will grow. But anyway, enough about that. A little bit, always put a little bit of historical thing with it, the symbology, the metaphysics of it, in the meaning of the Chinese folklore, etc. in a way, stuff like that. So let's go through it. Twisting like bamboo, very, very simple exercise. You stand in Shizen posture and you're just basically up here and you're just here. Now again, it's quite a good one, puristly, because a lot of the Qigong ones are like basic yawns in the morning, you know, nice purist, do you know what I mean? So it's one of them ones here, but you're stretching these obliques, these teres, major muscles at the sides, the obliques, external obliques, side ab muscles, and the internal obliques that go from side to side. The QLs, the quadrilateral lumborum, bit of a mouthful, they cross over. The muscles that cross, basically, a lot to do with your walking gait. So if you get one tight, say I'm tight this side, like I say, I've got crosses coming across here, the internal obliques, I've got my external obliques just there, then I've got another cross there, going across the back, the QLs we call them, quadrilateral lumborums. But if any one of them are tight and it hitches me one side, it's a lot to do with my walking gait, because the walking gait, again, will go from side to side. I'm overemphasized there, little motions going from side to side, these crosses of these muscles. So one's tight, it's going to hitch me one side, and that's always going to go somewhere else, to my shoulder. It might go, you know, makes this one lift up a little bit, so that shortens. And over time, I'm overemphasizing this, it might be a millimetre or so. By not stretching these muscles, we can upset our walking gait, and that goes on to other things. You know, spine goes that way slightly. We're all predominantly a certain handedness one way or other, so we'll be slightly smaller generally on one side or the other, if it's a millimetre or so. But we're all contralateral, opposite palm to opposite heel. How way we move, that's the way the body's made. But if one's slightly out one way, then that'll put us off the other way. That'll shorten, that'll lengthen, and again, messes up. The body's a unit. So I'm digressing a bit there, but just going over the importance of stretching these muscles, like with this one. But before I do that, let's go into the Pilates setup. So standing Shizen posture, nice natural position, Shizen, like you get in Tai Chi, etc. Qigong, again, everything's slightly soft. All we're going to do, zip up pelvic floor, scoop out the abdominals. Turn it into Pilates now. With all Pilates, that supports the spine as we do that. Them two muscles go together. So again, as we zip up pelvic floor and scoop out the abdominals, their muscles go together. Can't do one without the other. And simply right now, breathe in through the nose, whenever you like. And exhale through pursed lips for as long as you like. Okay? If you're blowing out a candle through pursed lips, as you still zip up pelvic floor and scoop out your abdominals, allowing that simplicity to relax your mind. Breathing through the nose whenever you like. And exhaling through pursed lips. So if you're sort of blowing out a candle through pursed lips, and as you right now allow that simplicity to relax the mind, zipping up pelvic floor and scooping out your abdominals, and simply breathing in through the nose whenever you like, and exhaling through pursed lips, that's going to help us breathe anywhere but our belly buttons, our stomachs, our belly buttons. That's going to help us breathe anywhere but our belly button. And that breath can only go now into these lower lobes of lungs, the intercostals, the ribs, anywhere but the stomach, because as you zip up pelvic floor and scoop out your abdominals right now, that's the only place for the breath to go. Into these lower lobes of lungs, the intercostals, the ribs, anywhere but the stomach. Okay? So keep breathing 3D style, organ deep, cell deep, even bone marrow deep, into them lower lobes of lungs, the intercostals, the ribs, anywhere but the stomach. Lovely. And while you're doing that, just to enforce that in your mind, that's happening, we're going to get these two middle fingers touching underneath what we call the xiphoid process, the sternum, the breastbone, palms on the lower lobes of lungs. So as you still keep that going, zipping up pelvic floor, scooping out your abdominals, breathing in through the nose, if you like, and exhaling through pursed lips. You'll see this happen between the two middle fingers. Okay, slightly parting and coming back to meet each other. Just adding width to the lungs and length to the out breath. You'll feel that breath coming into them lower lobes of lungs, them two middle fingers slightly apart, and come back to touch each other. Might be a millimetre, a centimetre, it doesn't matter. Shoulders are down. As you feel that breath going low and deep to them palms, them lower lobes of lungs, them fingers are just moving like seaweed on the bottom of the seabed. That's just reinforcing that breath can go nowhere as you, apart from them lungs, them lower lobes of lungs, when we zip up pelvic floor and scoop out your abdominals like you are right now, and allowing that simplicity to relax the mind, breathing through the nose and exhaling through pursed lips. Lovely. Even that exhale through pursed lips, nice resonant out breath. We help you throw in that corset and zip up pelvic floor without even trying or try not to try. As you take them hands down with that further awareness, reassured that that breath can go nowhere apart from into them lower lobes of lungs, the intercostals, the ribs, anywhere but the stomach. So someone's opening an umbrella inside your rib cage and letting go, or someone just pushing out from inside your ribs and letting go. That lovely, free, expansive breath. Keep breathing in organ deep, cell deep, even bone marrow deep, into them lower lobes of lungs, the intercostals, the ribs, anywhere but your stomach. Lovely. Even imagine someone's wrapped a scarf around your ribs, you're breathing that scarf wide and full, and then width to the lungs and length of the out breath. Lovely. Lateral thoracic breathing. That helps us use our pelvic floor and our corset muscle wrap around our spine, 3 layers deep, which is segmentally stabilising the spine. Lovely. Just to enforce that, as we're still doing this, get the thumbs from the hips all the way round, like a B line, bikini line, belt line. We're going to call that. Thumbs all the way round. Again, anything lowers your pelvic floor. Anything above this is the corset muscle, 3 layers deep, linking on like cling film when it's B line, bikini line, belt line. You want to call that. As you're breathing in, you can even cough. You'll feel the pelvic floor and the corset muscle go at the same time. You can't do one without the other. So as you're doing that, you can even just breathe in through the nose. Instead of a cough or sneeze, it's that works like a cough or a sneeze. That lovely resonant out breath works like a cough or a sneeze. Naturally helps you zip up pelvic floor and scoop out your abdominals without even trying or try not to try. As you take them hands down, that just gives you that extra awareness of what you're doing. As you know these muscles are there, that just helps you use them even more efficiently than you already are. As you're zipping up pelvic floor, scooping out your abdominals, still allowing that simplicity to relax the mind, breathing in through the nose whenever you like, and exhaling through pursed lips. Lovely. Just allowing that simplicity to relax your mind at will. Lovely. And again, sometimes a bit like an amnesia, you don't know the muscles are there, we won't use them as efficiently as you can do. If you know they're there, with that awareness, that just helps you use these muscles even more efficiently than you already are. Lovely. So let's put it to nice simple motion. So twisting like bamboo. So a nice simple one. So you're going to reach the hands up. Let's just stretch these finger flexors here. Like I say, a lot of this going on today, texting, etc. These get very short, these elbow flexors, finger flexors, etc. So from there, we're going to turn the hands up, this way, reach. You might not be able to do this, do whatever you can. You might be grabbing a wrist, whatever. Again, gather in, zip up and hollow. Watch the back, don't bow, okay? So I'm going to do tailbone, shoulders over hips, head over shoulders. We're going to breathe in. And we're going to exhale to the side. Soften the knees. Through purse lips. Really find that corset. If that hurts you, if you really cropped up your back, you might want to just do here and here to the sides, okay? Again, depends, how, as you say with Pilates, you get a lot of really, people really in a bad way. So if that's the case, do that, support yourself here. Otherwise, we're breathing in. The shoulders will try and come up. You just drop them down here and exhale. Reach the side. You don't have to overdo it. If you can go, great. Breathing in, coming up. And exhale. Simply calibrate and synchronise the breath and the movement. Integrate the breath and the movement. Breathing in. This is more of a stretch. Exhale. You've always got this version here. Again, in Pilates, we always have modifications. Again, if you're doing this one, tip a little finger down to the hip. Again, breathing in. Exhale. Get these teres major muscles, your obliques, side ab muscles. Watch your shoulders each time you want to drop them down, because anything above the shoulders, these upper traps do try and come in. Okay, they really do. So they're very overactive in all of us, the way we live today. So they're bound to come in. But again, exhale, breathing in, gather in, throwing that corset, zip up and hollow. It's exhale through purse lips for that stretch on these obliques, these external obliques here. Breathing in, really find that corset. That's going to throw in that corset. And as you're doing that, as you carry on, simply calibrate and synchronise the breath and emotion. Integrate the breath with the movement, vinyasa style. Okay, it's more of a stretch, that one. So again, you would want to do that slow anyway. You want to do that fast. Breathing in, keep the knees soft. Imagine them roots just growing up from the floor. I'd check the shoulders each time. Even if you want to drop them up and let them down. Just lets you know where they are. Them shoulders. Exhale. Breathing in. If that hurts your shoulders, come back down. Again, you can always roll the shoulders about there and come out of it. But again, that's twisting like bamboo. Really simple exercise. But again, don't get set in stone. They're just movements at the end of the day. But obviously different emphasis. Obviously I'm not slating Qigong. It's great. I love it. But when you're doing it, you're breathing the belly like a balloon to massage all the internal organs and you're focusing on meridians. But even if you're breathing, you will affect every single organ cell of the body, no matter what breathing you're doing. Because that breath will nourish every single cell, sinew of the body at will. And yeah, just the fact that you're breathing is good. Obviously there's lots of different types of breathing. We're just doing that Pilates Qigong mix. I ain't going to do the traditional way of all these, in the breathing to the belly like a balloon and the meridians they do. But that is twisting like bamboo, Pilates.